Hey, True Believers, Englentine here. So I've got a Marvel versus DC for you. Now, I managed to grab 13 Marvel and 13 DC to review for you. What you're seeing go by right here are the covers to the books that are going to be reviewed. And read them all. And I'm giving brief 45 to 1 minute long video reviews just to give you an idea if the book was good or bad. Then I rate them. 1 star is horrible, 2 stars bad, 3 stars average, 4 stars good, and 5 stars excellent. And then tally up the scores to see who wins the week. Is it Marvel or DC? I myself am a DC fan. I want to put that out there so there's no nothing hidden. But I do review every book with an open mind because I want all of them to be excellent. I don't want any stragglers or loser books out there. So anyway, without further ado, let's get this party started. The 1-star books are horrible, and I highly recommend you stay away from them. Alrighty, so Martian Manhunter #1, DC should just be embarrassed of. Absolutely freaking embarrassed. The story is, okay, it's fine, but the god-awful art is god-awful. It is amazingly bad. I almost stopped reading the book because of how bad the art was. And the only reason I didn't is because I wanted to give an honest 40-second review on exactly how bad this is. Because no f***ing way was I going to give more time to this piece of crap book. This is absolute garbage, and DC should be ashamed. The 2-star books, they're merely bad. Maybe they have some sort of saving grace to keep them out of the really horrible category. Merry Xmas, or freaking hell, I just messed it up right on the front. Merry X-Men Holiday Special. There's nothing really Christmassy about this. It just feels like it's written by a whole bunch of cynics who decided a long time ago that they're going to want to subvert the meaning of Christmas. They want to make sure it's not a pleasant read at all. There's one good story I thought with Magneto in there. And I don't know, maybe 1 or 2 more, but oh god, overall you just want to give them a cup of eggnog and tell them to get over it. X-Men: The Exterminated. So after they do a little Danger Room session where the B-listers, D-listers are fighting Apocalypse, they Hope and Jean Grey go after all of Cable's little safe houses because he's dead. They want to clear out, and in fact Hope is looking for a time machine so she can go back and save Cable. Now I think I just spoiled something, so spoilers. It's really boring. I'm sorry guys, it is. This is one pretty freaking dull book I cannot recommend to you unless you need help sleeping. The 3-star books are average. Either they didn't resonate with me or I liked them but just not enough to recommend them. Winter Soldier #1. First, let's start with the art. The cover, what you see here is what you get. I've done a full review of this. It's on my Patreon page, along with a review of the book Die, which I really recommend. Winter Soldier here is possibly the most paint-by-numbers Marvel comic book I've read in a long time. And I mean they follow every trope, right down to page. You get about 10 pages worth of what happened based on last issue. Then you get I would actually say 9 pages of that, then 9 pages of let's world build for today, and then the climax, and that's exactly what you get here. Very average book. It's not bad, not good. It's like a startup kit for some sort of artist and writer for comic books. All right, so we have the Uncanny X-Men #4. X-Man from the Age of Apocalypse is here, and apparently he's incredibly powerful. And it's basically they're arguing with each other. There's going to be a civil war, it looks like, within the X-Men. It's not as bad as the other titles from the X-Men this week. There were 2 others, and those were particularly bad. This one just kind of falls in the average category. It's not, I enjoy it, I guess, but it's not enough to really say, hey, you should go pick this up. But at least they're aiming in the right direction. Deathstroke Arkham #38. I have to say, usually I am just singing the praises of Deathstroke. I think Christopher Priest has been really good for the title, and he's been kicking all sorts of ass. That being said, in this particular issue, I think he's dropped the ball, mainly because why Two-Face? Why would you want to turn Two-Face into a ninja? I don't care if he's been hanging around China. It just, I don't know, it just seems so out of character. It just seems the wrong casting for this particular story. Could just be me, but then again, these are my reviews. MK Knights, Marvel Knights 20, number 3. It really feels like they are just doing a lot more recruiting. Yeah, I'm waiting for it to really settle into a story, because it like I said, it honestly just feels like gathering right now, and everybody going, wait a second, I kind of remember that, but I don't remember that. And why don't I remember that? But hey, you don't remember that either. And that seems to be what everybody's talking about. So this has been 3 issues now, and while I'm enjoying it, I would like them to start putting things in motion a little bit more. Red Hood Outlaw, number 29. He's still trying to finish, I guess, Arsenal's final mission, and he's with Batwoman, and they come across some robots, and it's like, oh, I'm going to kill you, and they talk about being outsiders and of the Bat group. It's an action issue, in all honesty. Even though it's kind of climactic, it's not very exciting. I think part of the problem is it's a whole bunch of one-upmanship plus action and not a lot of actual story, and that kind of drags the whole thing down a little bit. Immortal Hulk, number 10. So normally, I would just praise Immortal Hulk up and down. It's a very exciting book. I think it's very well written. Well done. The problem here is it seems to be a bunch of yelling and then, oh my God, what's through the green door? Welcome to hell. That kind of thing. And I don't know. It's a whole bunch of sound and fury, and it signifies nothing. It really does feel like it's a connection between issue number 9 and number 11 rather than an issue in itself. Still good, but just not as good as other Immortal Hulks has been. Doctor Strange. What is this, number 9? Anyway, this was surprisingly all right. I don't think it was amazing or anything, but the story was pretty interesting. I like the idea of just land developers wanting to get their hands on Bleecker Street, and the way he handled the lawyer I thought was kind of clever. Yeah, it's entertaining. It's enjoyable. Is it great? No. I could see where it could go to be great, and I did like the twist ending. So I got to say, for a Mark Waid book, not too shabby. Batman number 60 is okay, but man, Tom King, what you gonna do? Sometimes it's brilliant, sometimes it's meh. This one has Batman running around beating the crap out of his villain, saying, hey, is Bane in charge of Gotham? And everybody saying no. I like the parts with Alfred and the Penguin. That was good, because they're holding him prisoner, and Alfred's his prison warden. There's a good twist at the end as well, but getting to that twist, you have to go through a pretty average book. The Green Lantern number 2 is Netflix is a police procedural. It really is. It's just, hey, let's talk to the bad guy, get information from him. That's the issue. And you also get to meet the bad guys a little bit as they talk about their plans, and Evil Star gets to brag a little bit about what he does. It's a very talky issue. Not bad, but this thing is not going to thrill you. I don't think, anyway. So far, 50-50 on the Grant Morrison books. Suicide Squad Black Files number 2 stars Katana on one story and a lot of mystical villains on another. They're going after Faust in Gem World, and Katana is stuck in her own soul sword and trying to get out so she could stop Cobra. Both are entertaining stories. I like the Katana story a little bit better than I do the others, although I'm a big fan of Gentleman Ghost and they include him here. I've been a fan of his since Super Friends. It's a good book. I'm not sure it's for everybody, but if you are a fan of the Suicide Squad, I think this will carry you through. The Best Defense Namor, number 1. Actually, I'm finding out the way I'm reading these, which I read the Immortal Hulk and then Namor, is the way to read them. This one has Namor looking for allies within Atlantis, and basically goes exactly the way you think it would, with them saying, hey, we'll do something. If you do something for us, we'll turn our backs on you, and now we're at war. So, yep, that's basically it. It's actually pretty good, though. It's a decent reintroduction of Namor into the Marvel Universe, since for some reason he hasn't been up to this point. This was a decent issue, Nightwing number 54. I'm not a big fan of Rick Grayson, I have to say. And even though the dialogue between him and Professor Crane was interesting as he did his psychological evaluations, my interest was more in the cops that decided to be Nightwing. That was where I found the heart of the book to be. Here's a whole bunch of people who follow the law, saw the city in desperate needs, and decided to go towards the desperate measures. And I like that a lot better than, I'm tired of being Dick, I'm Rick. Curse of Brimstone number 9. I've been singing the praises of this book. I think it's one of the better Age of Hero books. And in this one, he fights Dr. Fate for the entire issue. What gets me, though, is it really does feel like it's one of those issues where they have to make one person look weaker than he actually is in order to make the new guy look stronger. I'm not saying Brimstone, of course, can't be any powerful or anything, but he takes down Dr. Fate and pretty much spends the entire issue kicking his ass. That was kind of unsettling, but otherwise it's all right. The 4-star books are legitimately good, and I, for one, am happy to recommend them to you. Star Wars number 58. If there's something I can praise about the Star Wars books, I mean, come on, really, they are the highlight of Marvel Comics, with very few exception. I have to say it's that they capture the characters. I mean, this is a character book right here. There's not a lot of action. There's one little scene in the beginning. They do some training, but mostly this is just characters talking to each other. And they capture the characters perfectly. And considering these are the old school, these are the ones you want to hang around with. So once again, I've just got to say, Star Wars number 58, man, they nailed it. Immortal Hulk, The Best Defense. So I'm glad you can read these in any order, because I was wondering, oh, well, you know, what do we do with that? This has the Hulk finding Stephen Strange dead. So he goes to a small town nearby because he notices that the Eye of Agamotto is missing, and he wants to find answers. And there's an old homeless man basically holding the town hostage. And not wanting to let the Hulk out, Banner tries to deal with it himself, getting knocked around. It's a lot of fun. It's a good book. It's a very good Hulk book, very reminiscent of the older days, and I mean, like, you know, 1 through 6 days. Just a lot of fun. Immortal Hulk's a good title. And The Best Defense here just continues that tradition. Shazam! Number 1 is kind of my first experience with a New 52 Shazam. And it's very entertaining. There are a couple of scenes here that I think are drawn a little weird. Like some of his friends, like the black girl on the cover right here, is always drawn with her hands up and her mouth open. You know, the character's fine. It's just the way that she's drawn is kind of weird. But other than like a few nitpicks, it's actually a pretty fun book. I did enjoy it, and the more I have time to think of it, I enjoy it more and more. I did do a full-length review of this, so please, by all means, check that out. Adventures of Super Sons, number 5. This is an odd duck, and I'm kind of surprised that they didn't go with a remake of that cover with the Batman and Superman and the 2 kids, because they could have done this, because the young Damian and John meet the older Damian and John. It's a lot of fun. They get a little glimpse of what their possible future could be, and it plays off the House of Mystery because they're on the planet of mystery and everything. Man, this is just a title you should be picking up. Seriously, if you want good old-fashioned fun comic books, this one will do it for you. Killmonger, number 1. So as much as I'm not a big fan of promoting the Black Panther book, the side stories seem to be well. You know, I mean, of course, the art's not good on Shuri, but the story's decent. And in this, they get the art and the story. So, hey, congratulations to Killmonger fans. they've got a decent book that's going to tell the story between the time he was left from his father to the time he beat the shit out of T'Challa. So, hey, so far so good. What can I say? You should check it out. Green Arrow number 47. All right, this is the end of the whole Citizen thing, and basically it's, it's Green Arrow versus the SJW, in all honesty, and I don't know if they realized they were doing that, but in the end, he's like, yo, you suck. You know, I mean, granted, Green Arrow himself is supposed to be a social justice warrior. It was a really funky story, but it ended well, and it was good all the way through, in all honesty. Yeah, I can recommend this. So far, so good, Green Arrow. Keep it up. Venom number 9. So I know I have missed an issue or two. I don't have enough money anymore to buy everything, and don't have as many people buying with me. But when did Venom become a dog and not a symbiote that he wore? Anyway, I also have admitted to not really liking the character very much, but that I'm coming around. I'm coming around, and Donny Cates is making it. This one has Eddie Brock going to visit his father, and it's his internal thoughts. It's just his monologue internally that drives this story, and that just connects us to the character a little more than usual, and I like that. This is a strong issue, even though there's only like 1 or 2 pages of like really anything happening as far as action is concerned. It really gives you an emotional bond, and there's a pretty cool twist that I'm not going to spoil here, but I think you should get it. Star Wars Qui-Gon Jinn. I like this book. This is more of a contemplative Star Wars book than we usually get. Obviously, playing off the spiritual side that we saw in the movies and the prequels with Qui-Gon Jinn. I actually didn't like him dying in the first movie because, you know, well, spoilers to the person that didn't see that. Because I actually liked his character. I don't know. I mean, it's Liam Neeson. What you gonna do? But anyway, they managed to capture that in this book. It's got enough action in it, but mostly it's just you like the character and you want to follow him. At least I do, anyway. All right, Doomsday Clock number, what is this, 8? 3, 4? I don't know with all the delays. Anyway, it's not a bad book. I forgot what got us here because, you know, it's been such a big delay. But that just seems to be the way the Doomsday Clock is. You can get annoyed at it, but when you read it, holy Toledo, what a build-up. This was a very good issue. It really was. I don't exactly know where they're leading. We know where they are telling us they're going, but it's taken a long damn time to get there. But this was good, and it had an ending that just makes you really want issue number 9. The 5-star books are excellent. They may not be Watchmen quality, but man, they get the job done. Holy Toledo, Justice League 13. Come on now. I did not think I was going to be walking away this time with a 5-star. Just to let you know, I read the book and then I do the review, put it away, and then I put them all together, and that's how I make the video. This is the very last book I read, and it's a 5-star. This book just kicks ass. Joker, just, man, you got to read it. Just trust me on this one. He takes down Legion of Doom, including Lex Luthor, and just makes a fool of Lex Luthor. And it is beautiful. So there we go. That's all of the reviews. So let's find out the scores and see who wins. So DC had 1 1-star, 0 2 stars, 7 3 stars, 4 4 stars, 1 5-star. There were 13 comics reviewed for a score of 43 and an average of 3.31. Marvel Comics had 0 1 stars, 2 2 stars, 6 3 stars, 5 4 stars, 0 5 stars. There were 13 comics reviewed for a score of 42 and an average of 3.23, making DC Comics the winner. I was actually surprised at how close of a win it was. It was a little bit of a surprise to me. I actually thought Marvel was going to pull it out because of Martian Manhunter. What do you think? What do you think I rated too high? What do you think I rated too low? Let me know in the comment section below. Also, if you like this video, you know the drill. Click like, share, subscribe, and if you haven't done it already, hit that notification bell. Cool things happen around these parts sometimes. I'd hate for you to miss things. Also, this is the way we try to make a living, so if you don't mind helping out the channel, go on over to Patreon, drop $1 in the till, help us keep the lights on, help us keep making videos for you. I'd like to thank everybody who's already done that, and to everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching, and I did it again. I keep saying this too fast. I need to learn how to slow down.